We are live. Good morning, my favorite YouTube viewers. You are watching another episode of Empathy is Money. And today, like always, we're going to take a look at Twitter and try to find out what's new in the NFT and Web 3.0 space. We are live. Good morning, my favorite YouTube viewers. You are watching another episode of Empathy is. All right. Yeah, that always happens when you're live streaming. You forget to mute the YouTube, and then you get that feedback. So, all right. So where did we stop? We're just gonna go first. We're gonna look at what's going on NFT Twitter, and right after that, we're going to go right into. I'm going to talk to you about Alchemy, which is something that I learned recently. The platform, and we're going to learn about it together. So let's jump right into the news. Let's make sure that we have everything in place. All right, so I'm right here on. Oh, by the way, yesterday I purchased the NFT of one of my favorite YouTubers, JT Hustles. He spends a lot of time on YouTube encouraging people to find financial freedom, creating side hustles or creating businesses, and he walks you through it and does a really good job on it. So he put out this NFT, and I wanted to show support, so I purchased it. That's what you do when your favorite YouTubers are like me, working on a project. You show some support. Doesn't hurt that it's an NFT and it's got perks of owning one. And once we go back to the homepage, look at my home feed and see what is trending. DCL blogger posted, "We will go mainstream and stop using the term NFT." I agree. Here's the thing: NFT is just like using the word PNG or JPEG to look at pictures. We look at pictures all day. We look at images and we share them. We never think of using the term, or we don't always. The focus is not about JPEG or PNG. And I think in the future, maybe in the next 5 to 10 years, we're going to interface with non-fungible tokens, but the term NFT itself wouldn't be so much important. Digital ownership is still an evolving concept. What do we own? What rights do we have? What rights do we want? 2022 will be exploring and standardizing this concept. I think that in 2022, we're going to have a lot more companies, what's in the Web 2.0 space, or physical companies are going to start trying to connect or interface into the metaverse, try to bring e-commerce into the metaverse. You're going to see a whole lot more real world use cases of NFT technology. We will go mainstream. Okay. We are still doing a fan art comp for Meta Crew avatars. I'll throw in $1,000 prize money for the one I choose. Full details here. So ends meet next week. Fan art composition for Meta Crew avatar. Okay, I didn't even know he was working on this. So DCL blogger is behind MetaKey, which is his take on NFT art. I'm an owner of the Meta Key, and he has a fan art contest, the Meta Crew. Submissions end on the 21st of December. Accepted via Twitter. The Meta Key, 100 plus use cases in a single token. You can use the Meta Key to play games, platforms, etc., to get perks across the metaverse. He also says he's working on getting the Meta Key to be interoperable across chains. With the reveal of the Meta Crew last Friday, it's time to celebrate the crew and the exciting roadmap ahead of us. We're opening the first official Meta Crew fan art contest. Perhaps you're itching to draw your newly revealed crewmate in action, or take inspiration from the incredible environmental pieces and recent Meta Crew lore posts to further flesh out our world and win another crewmate. Submissions are open now. To enter, post your image with the hashtag MetaCrew, or submit it on Discord under hashtag fanart, or on IG, hashtag MetaCrew. The rules are, must represent the MetaCrew in some way, but this is open to interpretation. It doesn't have to just be the crew. It could be our vehicles or homes. Explore the content we've posted across Twitter, YouTube, and Medium, and let your imagination carry you. Submissions must be wholly new and original. No commissions. All entrants agree to images being shared on MetaKey social media platforms. Submission can be in any visual medium. Entries will be shortlisted by the MetaKey team with a final vote for the top 5 made by the DAO. By the DAO, I didn't know he had a DAO. All right, that's also new information. This is another thing with these, being part of, how do you put it, the NFT world and all these different communities. Communication can be a challenge because, we're using Twitter, we're using Discord, IG, YouTube. There's a million channels. There's just too many channels, so it can get really confusing to keep up with these information and also do other things that you need to do and go about your business. We encourage everyone to enter regardless of creative experience or skill level. Submissions will be judged on imagination and originality. The team at the MetaKey has created a collection of examples for you. So there's some examples here of what people would like the Meta Crew to look like. The Captain by Poppy, Meta Crew Soldier by Will, Bot Appetit by Sarah, Exploring the Meta Crew by Sarah. So you can just try different things. They don't all have to look the same. Seems like what I gathered from here. Sad Bot, the Meta Crew by Meta Crew. I like this one right here where we use the ASCII to create that. There's a website you just go to. I believe it's ASCII. You just go on there and you can create digital versions of your image. You just upload your image and it'll spit out an ASCII version of it. An ASCII character table. This ASCII code is American Standard Code for Information Interchange, the standard data transmission code that is used by smaller and less powerful computers to represent both textual data, letters, numbers, and punctuation marks, and non-input device commands. So it's an old school way of showing data, but out of nostalgia, people still use them for art. All right, back to Maddie. So these are all different submissions of the Meta Crew, and it's a good opportunity to pitch in to your community. And I will be pitching in my own version of the Meta Crew. I think needing to buy land to participate in a metaverse creator economy is severely limiting its growth. There 100% is a place for a virtual land economy, but there needs to be a way to freely participate as well. We need activate creators to activate creators, not investors at this point. This is true. That you find out there's always a class war in every new space, including in the existing space where existing economy where if you don't have any money, you're left out. In the physical world, we operated by scarcity, where we all congregate in these metro areas because they were close to work, and we built homes on top of each other. Sometimes we have to cram these real estate so tight that there weren't even any room for people to freely move around, and no clean airflow. Now we move into the metaverse, and you would think that the virtual world, as vast and infinite as it is, that we will allow ourselves the room to just spread out. And because you can find anybody in the virtual world. There's no geographical boundary. But because our mindset are still stuck in the way we operate in the real life, in the real world, we're taking that same model into the virtual space where we think decentralized is the only metaverse that exists. It's crazy. Well, or the fact that Facebook, now Meta, when they put out their version of the metaverse, that will be the only one that's like dominating. Or you have people purchasing decentralized space for over $2.2 million, and they're clamoring for it. Metaverse is vast. Let your imagination grow, guys. It's this scarcity mindset. At some point, it has to end. So people make comments like, "Agreed." My contrarian take is that virtual land will not hold value long term in a digital universe. People are mapping out reality, streets, buildings, trees onto the metaverse instead of imagining new natively digital boundless environments. We bring our, unfortunately, there's a term for this thing, and I read about it a while ago. It was a term used by Naval Ravikant, where he described what happened in the web in the early 90s with web, at the onset of Web 2.0, where people were just creating representations, digital representations of what they already were using, instead of creating native internet native applications. They would just copy and paste a magazine into a website. So it was just static digital text rather than on paper. But as the internet evolved, you now have companies like Facebook and Google emerge that were digital native companies. And I think that's also going to have to play out in the metaverse. You just can't copy and paste things that exist in the real world and just paste them on the metaverse. The metaverse is vast. We are repeating what we did at the onset of Web 2.0. Copy, paste, which eventually failed. The metaverse is vast and without boundaries. We have to rid ourselves of scarcity mindset and fly. That was funny. That was cute. I like it. We are repeating what we did at the onset of Web 2.0, copy paste, which eventually failed. The metaverse is vast without boundaries. We have to rid ourselves of discussion. While I use my DCL land, I like that Nifty Island is trying out the model of anyone can create and generate cash from traffic. It would also be cool if MetaZones had a more intuitive interface to encourage people to make turkey setups. A better model might be that anyone can obtain free or cheap access to new land, but land that has been developed or is near other developed may hold increased value on the open market. All right. Most political leaders are extremely out of touch. Okay, I think I read this one, so we'll just move on to the next guy here. Next YouTuber is Richard. Hold on, see what Richard has to say today. GM Richard, who would have thought the idea of a token would have such impact on culture, art, tech, community, and finance? DAOs, NFTs, DeFi, Web3, all concepts driven by tokens and all changing the world. That's true. The Manifold team being awesome to me. Proud to have brought Jimmy Wells, the founder of Wikipedia. I think we covered this yesterday. All right. See what is trending on NFT. NFT drops. Latest post on NFT drops. This is a channel with Twitter page, breaks down profiles and real-time updates on drops across the NFT universe. And you can read the article at nftdrops.substack.com. 16 hours ago, they posted that Nike has acquired Artifact Studios following the success of their Pro Next drop. That's kind of late to be posted 16 hours ago. This news was out last week. Drop update, collection of 8,999 post-apocalyptic NFTs. All right, Robos. Neo Tokyo Outer Identities, the collection. NeoTokyo.codes, resale on OpenSea, collection of 4,500 NFTs with 4,000 plus owners. Floor price is 6.6 ETH. So, and that's the other thing. They made this space so expensive, so exclusionary. It doesn't have to be exclusionary. This crazy chase of just after monetary gains, it makes this space just not inviting for the rest. There's a mass of people out there who can't afford 6.6 ETH, and they shouldn't have to. These are just digital items. I think eventually, as this space continues to expand, you have more people with fresh ideas that are not money driven or profit driven that will create amazing metaverses that we can all participate in. So it's still early, guys. Don't feel FOMO. Don't feel left out. Yeah, some of these things that people are purchasing for a lot of money, the benefits to it outweigh the money that they're paying. I don't think they get as much value for the money that they're spending on them. So it is what it is. Some of these projects might not even stand the test of time, But I appreciate and I congratulate the creators. The amount of pro gamers in my DMs about this Neo Tokyo tournament is wild. Let's go to Elliot Trades and see what he's saying here. This would be the most viral mainstream gaming culture event within the NFT space. $800,000 prize pool and sponsors begging to make it bigger. People quoted bytes, which means that it might be a good time to buy some bytes if there's a, and bytes is the token for Neo Tokyo, the project that these guys are working on, Elliot and Alex, Elliot Trades and Alex Becker. So this might be a good time to accumulate bytes because there's going to be a demand for it. I wish I was smarter so I could figure out riddles and codes to be on the inside circle. Keep trying. I don't know why they need all these riddles and codes. Most people were just in the right discourse to get spoon-fed the answers and lucky enough to be there on time to mint. Nothing to do with being smart or not, for the most part. You can always buy your way in. Fortunate to be an S2 season. Good for you. I'm going to encourage you. Just keep learning. You get your turn sooner than you think. Exclusionary. You'll get your turn soon. Oh, that should be in the hashtag. That definitely should be in the hashtag. I wonder if I can edit it. You can't edit. You can't edit a tweet. All right, there it is. All right. Let's see who else do we read. That post. Let's see what ZSS Becca has to say. It's probably happening on this project as well. It's crazy how many versions of ZSS Becca exist. Can't even tell which one is the real one. So this is the other half of the founding team of Neo Tokyo, and significant follow count. Totally forgot to mention. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, that's the tournament they're talking about that's coming up. I wish them well. Good luck. Stop trying to force the pump. We're up 150x. It's time to start an old fashioned and enjoy the games. The macro is strong. It's coming. Put your dick away and chill. Wow. It's been a crazy year. Enjoy the family and maybe ask your wife on a date. Did you buy the dip? Pump it. Fed advertising Bitcoin income. Pump. I don't even know what that means. Thanks for the varied and diverse opinions, Crypto Twitter. Just got done chatting with Twitch and setting the official dates for the Meta tournament. Almost $800,000 in price locked in. He talks about, said this is the exact type of formation I looked for in gaming micro caps. I think there's a bit more. I think there's a bit more blood coming, but we are seeing so many projects hit dumpster prices, just like we did in May. The best trades of my life were at these panic selling prices. Meta Wars, CD5 Fund. Gaming is gonna come roaring back. Multi-trillion market cap in a year or two. Again, sit back, wait for a reset on either BTC or the top gaming coins, Axie, Sand, etc. Then scoop the panic sold gains. He's right about this, just like I pointed out in my earlier comment. We're very early. The metaverse is vast. These gaming crypto are all like, they're in a bubble at this point. They're at the, what they call the top, and you don't want to be buying into them now. So the best thing to do at this particular time, in my opinion, just to learn and soak in a lot of information. Just go from watch my videos so you can learn some stuff, and then when the market corrects, you can buy in. Don't spend your hard-earned cash, especially if you don't have a lot of miscellaneous dollars lying around. Don't put it in here. Just wait. I'm not saying buy Meta Wars right now. I'm saying keep a notebook of games with potential and the way down. The BTC Axie resets. Come back to that notebook and buy the ones still down. This made me countless 5 to 10, 40 X's that the last mini cycle. Good for you, bro. We don't need their money. We don't need to store money where they control. We don't need their media telling us what to think. Anyone trying to force their shit upon us for our protection and block us is literally your enemy. Their shit literally does not work. Senator Karens. I think he was referring to Elizabeth Warren. And he does have a point there. I made in my video, I was just really pissed off at Elizabeth Warren's take. Man, at this point, it's just ridiculous to be having the kind of opinion that she's spewing out there. Government funding will be obsolete. We, the community, will vote on the allocation of funds and deem projects worthy for our collective community, not to mention a system based upon active nodes in which contribution to society provides perpetual wealth for being a good citizen. Absolutely. I think that where we're moving, and this might be a very utopian view, that we're moving to a system that is less of federal government and more states, or even more cities and communities are going to form their own governments. There's going to be decentralized government. I don't know how that's going to play out in terms of, because human nature has inherent vices like greed and violence. So you still kind of have to have regulations to keep us civilized and we don't just end up killing each other. So, but the system, this centralized system that we've been using for so long, it's literally not working, and there has to be a change. And I think the change that we're looking for is decentralized autonomous organizations. And that's the first step. And then you even go into AI-driven DAOs, which is another huge concept where there is no human intermediaries, no need for anyone to even step in. And it's all run by contracts. Amazing, amazing concept I was reading upon not too long ago. And I can't wait for stuff like that to start to play out and go mainstream. All right, I wanted to talk about Alchemy, which is something I just learned about. We're going to just learn about it together. I like learning about stuff. Okay, what is Alchemy? You can go to alchemy.com to find out more. docs.alchemy.com. Alchemy is a blockchain developer platform focused on making blockchain development easy. It builds developer tools, enhanced APIs, and superior node infrastructure to make building and running blockchain applications seamless. We're working with the top names out there, Axie, Sushi, Aave, OpenSea, and most of them used Alchemy's products. And basically what it does is it makes developing on blockchain, developing decentralized applications super easy or efficient. They have a full suite of products built to accelerate blockchain dev. Our tools make it easier for blockchain developers to focus on their applications and users rather than interfacing with the low-level blockchain integrations. I think this is even going to be, you're going to see a whole lot more of these in the future because blockchain is the infrastructure and most non-tech people don't want to have to worry about figuring out how to use blockchain and all of that. So if you can have a company like Alchemy already set the infrastructure up for you and provide the tools, and all you have to do is just build decentralized applications on top of it, similar to the way you have iOS and Android, and all you have to do is just focus on creating the applications on top of that infrastructure, you know, like a plug and play. Even think about WordPress or even platforms like Square or Shopify, where you just plug and play. You have multi-million-dollar companies that plug on top of these infrastructures, and they're doing very well. And I think that's what Alchemy is trying to set up here. They're trying to be the infrastructure where you can build some of these amazing applications on the blockchain. And anyone can start building on it right now. You can get set up to use the Alchemy API in under 5 minutes, learn how to get and use your API keys, start making requests, and set up your application to use Alchemy's endpoints. Simple Web3 script, not sure where to start. New to building in Web3, check out some of the beginner tutorials. They even have tutorials here. Simple Web3 script, Hello World smart contract, how to create an NFT tutorial, and so on and so forth. So it's beautiful. Yeah. And why do you want to use Alchemy? They even tell you that whether you're using Ethereum for the first time, working on a solo project, or working for the largest teams in the space, Alchemy is here to make your life as an Ethereum developer exponentially better. With the current blockchain landscape, maintaining self-hosted nodes is expensive, unreliable, extremely time-consuming. Alchemy gives you access to our custom supernode API that is built for production, requires only 1 minute to integrate, and has 100% data correctness. We also provide an additional suite of developer tools to make your life as a blockchain developer even easier. Running and maintaining self-hosted nodes can be a blockchain developer's #1 pain. It's expensive. It's cost over an average of $86,000 per year in costs, $2,000 to $5,000 a month in Amazon Web Services costs, over $4,800 per month in engineering time. It's time consuming. It can be unreliable. So you have CPU spikes, memory leaks, disk issues, inconsistent pairing, corrupted internal databases. There are issues trying to do it by yourself, especially if you don't have the resources, and that's where Alchemy steps in. Alchemy's core products are here to eliminate the pains of self-hosting nodes, in addition to providing world-class developer tools. Build, monitor, support, notify. A supernode. Alchemy is a supernode. And like I said, it's just like iOS or Android. Alchemy Supernode is our infrastructure engine that replaces the typical self-hosted blockchain node with unparalleled advantages. Enhanced APIs, instant testnet, instant on, no setup of sync times, 100% data correctness, dynamic scalability, 99.9% reliability. All right, this sounds all cool, but I want to know how much it is, because Alchemy Build is a powerful suite of developer tools to help you spend less time debugging and more time creating. Alchemy Monitor, Alchemy Notify. Who we work with 4 million users per week across 197 countries. So this thing's already in use, and people are like starting to pump out a lot of decentralized applications. A lot of the dApps that you're seeing actually in use were built on Alchemy, and that's why they're easy to pump out that fast. And there's social proof here. Using Alchemy is a no-brainer for us. In DeFi, where markets are 24/7, low latency and low and high uptime are especially important. And Alchemy provides just that. And that's from Brandon Millman, an engineer managing OX. We ran our own Ethereum infrastructure for long enough, partnering with Alchemy to instead focus on building our business. Now we leave Ethereum infrastructure to the pros. Adam Link, engineer AirSwap. So this sounds really good. I would encourage any one of you guys to just go ahead and give it a shot. This is where I want to wrap up this video today, because there's a lot more to learn. I'm going to get my hands really nice and greasy and get my hands on the Alchemy platform, try to launch some of these decentralized applications, and we can go from there. If you like this type of content, please subscribe to the channel, leave a comment so I can know what to talk about in the next ones. And I want to thank you all for joining me. It's been a pleasure. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you next time. Peace.